lot of times people ask me, so like being a youth speaker, and I mean, honestly, it's amazing. It's unbelievable. I feel so fortunate, so blessed, so appreciative of the life that choosing to be a youth speaker has given to me. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I don't want to sound like a sappy Walt Disney movie or some sort of after-school special or something, but I often feel like I am literally living a dream. Here's the thing, right? There are like lots of ways that you can make a living and provide for your family. But what I love about what I have chosen to do and what I'm fortunate enough to get to do is that I get to make a living making a difference. You know, I mean, I basically get paid to travel around to random cool parts around the country and share my story and share my advice and share the things I've learned and the things that I've messed up on and the good and the bad. And I get paid to do that. I just think that's awesome. When I was thinking about making this video, my friend said to me, Josh, we got to talk about like the money that you can make, because I think a lot of people don't realize that you can actually do this as a career. You know, I think a lot of people think it's just like something you do as a hobby or something. And when he first told me that, I'm like, no way. I don't want to come off as some sort of like late night, sleazy, infomercial sort of dude. I don't. But he said you have to tell them, because you have to communicate that it's real and that you can actually make a living doing this. But two things I want to say. Number one, if you're just in this for the money, you're not going to succeed, right? Like anything in life, if your motives are in the wrong place, it's not going to go well for you. I didn't get in this to make money. You can make a great living, an unbelievable living doing this, but that shouldn't be your primary motivation. Second thing is, I don't want to be one of these guys who just throws out random numbers to you with no context and no verification. So as you probably know, last year I was included on Inc. magazine's 30 Under 30 of top entrepreneurs in the country, and they do serious background and fact checking on the income, etc. So here's the thing, at this point in my career, I make anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for a 1-hour speech. And that is to a youth audience, elementary school, middle school, high school, in a church setting, to teachers, parents. That is in the youth market. This is not speaking to like some corporation with a bunch of boring suits or whatever. This is the youth market, $5,000 to $15,000 for a 1-hour speech. And that doesn't include merchandise sales. I mean, the cool thing is when you're out there legitimately wanting to help people, they want more of that. So they buy your books and your CDs and your DVDs and whatever else you have available. And for me, that normally averages about $2,000 for a gig, or anywhere. I had a crazy one this year that was like $75,000 worth of merchandise in an hour. So here's the thing, I don't say all that to impress you or to brag, but rather to impress upon you that this is real and that this market does pay, and that you can get paid to travel around and share your advice and your expertise and your story and the things that you've learned. So at this point in my career, I mean, I'm turning down like 10 speaking engagements for every one that I do. I just frankly don't have the time. You know, we're filming the television show Jump Ship. I have another television show on Lifetime that I'm working on. All this to say that there is a ton of demand, and there needs to be more people that are going to step up and serve this market, that have a great story, have good advice, and that want to do it for the right reason. What makes it totally worth it is, you know, when you're speaking and you just see sort of the lights go on for some student. Something you say impacts them, and in that moment forever their life is going to never ever be the same because of something that you said. That's what makes it worth it. That's why I love what I do. That's the exciting part. And so, cruising the airport right now, gonna go do a gig, and through the power of my buddy slash cameraman Ezra, you're coming with me.
Our next guest has been speaking professionally for nearly a decade, yet still gets mistaken for a middle schooler. As a TV star, author, magazine columnist, and a modern self-help guru, this self-proclaimed guitar hero has even shared the stage with legendary Bill Cosby and appeared on Comedy Central. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Josh Shipp.
Honestly, sincerely, the way I dealt with it was by eating food. That was my drug of choice. That numbed the pain. That made me feel good. 8 years old, I was really, really short. Some of you were like, you're really short right now. How old are you anyway? You look like a man boy. That was awkward. 8 years old, really short, got really overweight. Check this out. Every day I would go to school, there was like a new fat joke about me, about Josh, right? Check this out. This moment is when I began to try to become funny. Like as a defense mechanism, you know? You make fun of me, I make fun of you, that's how I dealt with it. Check this out. In my career, I have made literally millions of dollars running my mouth. Hosting TV shows, writing books, doing speech. Look, I don't tell you that to impress you or so you will like try to rob me later. Bring it on, I carry a prison shank. Laughter, I'm not sure if he's joking. I bring it up to say this point, and I believe this is true. Sometimes that thing in your life that could be your greatest gift, that thing you eventually make money at, often first presents itself in a moment of pain, in a moment of frustration, in a moment that is not convenient, is not ideal, is not Hollywood, picturesque, perfect, and all you want to do is quit, give up. It's too painful. On the other side of that, that's where it's at. Average, they stop, they quit, they fold. You don't do that. Think about it, man. So many companies out there have created multi-million-dollar companies off of this very idea. Seeing something that was normally a pain, going past that pain, finding the solution, and then selling that solution to other people. What is that thing for you? You have something in your life, all you want to do right now is quit, give up, fold. On the other side of that, that's where the reward is. Everybody stops here, you go there. Sometimes the things that hurt you the most are the things you can use to help others. Don't be average. So I wanted to show you some footage from my speech because that's what it's all about. That's what the marketing, the business strategy, all of that comes down to you being on a stage and delivering an important message to your audience, whoever they are, whether it's in church or middle school students, elementary students, high school students, college students, teachers, parents, whatever your audience is, that is what it's all about. Those moments on stage where something clicks in their mind and you've made a difference. But here's the thing, I don't want you to think, oh, Josh has been doing this for 10 years and, he's so tall, handsome, and freckled. There's no way I could ever do that. I mean, when I first started off, I was not that good of a speaker. Seriously, Google sleuth, find some of my early demo videos. They are horribly embarrassing. They are awful. I was not that good. I had the desire. I knew that I wanted to give an important message, but I wasn't that good because I hadn't done it yet. I hadn't committed my career to doing such. And that's what I believe that you have to do. You have to commit yourself to learning about this industry and dedicating yourself to becoming a great, great speaker. When I first started off, I had hundreds of questions. How do I get my first booking? What should my website look like? Do I need to have a demo video? Should I work with speakers bureaus? All these questions specifically about the youth market. And there seemed to be nothing out there that was specifically serving the youth market. I had all these questions, all this confusion, wasn't sure where to turn to. So I promised myself, once I made it, that I would then turn around and give advice to people like me who were first starting out and needed someone to lay down a step-by-step plan. I have a case study for you of two speakers that I worked with who were starting essentially from scratch. These are very beginning level speakers, and what we did with their careers, we got them bookings immediately, we got their branding revamped, their message more clear. All those things we're going to show to you, and I'm also going to begin to talk about this pretty cool idea and a pretty big idea that I think I have to help a handful of speakers become enormously successful in this market. I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker, but it's what I am. So stop thinking about doing this and commit yourself to doing this. You can do this, but only if you will.